following segment is paid for by Airbnb.
With inflation still a concern for people all across the U.S. and frankly across the world, hosting is proving once again to be a vital tool to earn extra income. Joining us now from his home to talk about the experience of being a host of a tiny house in Oakland is Ansel Troy. Good morning, Ansel. How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning. I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Listen, I told you my mom's an Airbnb host. I know hosting is amazing. It's amazing financially. It's an amazing way to meet people from around the world. And tell me about how it's helped you earn an extra income.
So Airbnb has allowed me to be a quote unquote full-time host. After 3 years, I was able to step away from my full-time career and be more present for my son. I have a son with autism. So once we got that diagnosis, I said, okay, what can I do that'll allow me to be more present and go to all these therapy sessions? I said, well, let's get another tiny house and, turn up the notch. And Airbnb has allowed me to do that.
Oh man, you're so resourceful. And I'm so glad that you found an avenue that would help you spend a lot more time with your son. It's like such a win-win. It's a great thing. A lot of people, they think about being a host, or maybe they have somehow access to a property where they could host it, but they're intimidated by all the work involved and just kind of how to become a great manager of an Airbnb. What was that process like for you?
Well, for me, since my tiny house is on my property, I didn't have to learn how to manage staff or anything like that because I do all my own cleaning. I do everything myself. So it was really, like from a hospitality standpoint, it was what would I want from a hotel or an Airbnb if I were staying there. And the first thing was I need transparency to know where I'm coming, and it needs to be clean. At the bare minimum, a clean place to sleep. So once I figured that out, the basics, then I said, how can I take it up a notch? And then we got into the interior design.
Ooh, fun. Okay, I love it. And I'm with you, man. My first criteria for sleeping anywhere is cleanliness. So I love that. You value that as well. Tell me about the financial benefits
Absolutely.
to you. What the investment and now the return? What's it been like?
Okay, so my tiny house was $35,000, and I used a home equity line of credit to purchase that first one. The second one, I used an RV loan because they're considered RV recreational vehicles. So the first one, I had a $300 a month payment, and I was making $1,000 a month on Airbnb. That was part-time. So once I opened up my calendar more, and then I was averaging $3,000 a month with a $300 payment for the first tiny house. Same thing with the second tiny house, same financials. So my ROI is amazing. I don't know any other investment where you can come in at such a low monthly payment and your return will be as significant as a tiny house, because people are paying more to stay at my tiny house than they're paying to stay in a bigger 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house.
Well, first off, it's gorgeous because I just got to see a little video. So kudos for you for knowing how to design something very beautifully. But secondly, I think so many people are very curious about these tiny homes. There's a lot of curiosity. I'm sure you get a lot of questions and a lot of people just wanting to check it out. So congrats on your success with this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey, if anyone wants to learn a little bit more or maybe even see your tiny home, where can they get more information on this? It's pretty exciting.
So you can find me on Instagram at Tiny Oakland. And if you want general hosting information, you can get that on airbnb.com/host. Airbnb.com/host.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Thank you so much, Ansel. Airbnb.com, guys, /host.